Hi, I'm Shannon, and last year I went on a solo trip to Cancun, and this year I went to Puerto Rico. But I wasn't alone this time. This is what we did the 6 days and 6 nights that we were there. So we got into San Juan around 10:30 p.m. and Ubered to our Airbnb and immediately went to bed because we had an early ass day the first day. I booked us a hike on Airbnb for the El Yunque rainforest. We met at around 7:30 a.m. in San Juan, and it was about an hour-ish drive, and once we got there, we met our tour guides, shout out to our main one, Brian, and they told us the less you bring the better. So we just brought our phones and some water and left the rest of our things in the van, and the hike was about 30 minutes. You don't need any special type of shoes, people wearing Crocs, I was doing it in Nikes, but you do walk in water and get muddy, so choose carefully. We went down a natural made water slide, jumped off of 2 rocks, and did a rope swing. I was really facing my fears here because y'all, I don't jump off things into water, okay? But that life jacket for real made me feel invincible. By the way, you don't need to bring a towel or extra clothes. Again, you can leave all that in the van, but if you're like me and you hate staying wet, then I suggest you bring extra stuff. Once we hiked back down, they brought us to get lunch and then dropped us back at our pickup location. We Ubered back to our Airbnb, showered, and took a fat nap. Then at night, we got ready to go to a playoff basketball game. My man is a huge Sacramento Kings fan, and DeMarcus Cousins used to play on the Kings, but now he plays for the Guaynabo Mets in Puerto Rico, so he wanted to go watch him play. And I was like, oh my god, of course, baby, let's go. That'll be so fun. And it was. Y'all, the energy here is so unmatched. They had whole ass freaking drums and cymbals and horns and cowbells. It was a close game, but the Mets ended up winning in their home stadium, so I'm glad we were there. Afterwards, we Ubered back to San Juan and had dinner at La Dulce Vida, and the next day we went to the beach in San Juan to go snorkeling. I also booked this through Airbnb. Our guide was great, and it was our first time snorkeling, so it was an awesome experience. Then we birded to get acai bowls and swam in the water while it rained. We found a bathroom to change in and then went to El Museo de Arte de Puerto Rico and went back to our Airbnb to, you guessed it, take a nap. We went out to dinner later that night at Waiters. It was really good, and our waiter Juan was so kind. Then of course we had to go out. We went to 2 places. I forgot the name of one, but the other was La Factoria. They were both fun, but it was a Sunday, so it wasn't too crazy. We walked around Old San Juan at night, then went back to our Airbnb, and the next day we rented a car for the rest of our trip because we were driving south to our next 2 Airbnbs. We stopped in Ponce to get food, and y'all are not ready for this Airbnb. Look at how stunning. The view is the main seller, but the house itself also very nice. So the main kitchen is outside, and there's a downstairs area where there's like a net that you can lay on and 2 swings. And then the inside of the house has a kitchen with a fridge, microwave, sink, and all that. The living room, a garage that opens up, and then the main bathroom and bedroom. One thing I will say is there's no closet space here, so keep that in mind. We settled in here, ate, napped, and then we had another water activity in La Parguera, which was about an hour drive from where we were at. We were going to one of Puerto Rico's bioluminescent bays, and this is the only bay where you can swim in the water. Alright, let me tell you guys something though. Don't expect it to be like the pictures you see, to be so blue and vibrant and glowing. Trust me, it's still very cool and it still glows, but it is very rare where you see it super vibrantly, but I still think it's 100% worth it. So the next morning, we just enjoyed the Airbnb, reading, journaling, sitting outside, and taking our time since the last couple days were so go, go, go. Then we drove an hour to the beach, spent some time there, and drove back to get some food. And one thing about me is I'ma get a smoothie, okay? Then we got back to our Airbnb and knocked the hell out, bro. The next morning, my man cooked this breakfast while I packed up because we had one more Airbnb left. It started raining as we were leaving, but this rain truly hits different. I don't usually love rain, but I was loving it in PR. We drove into Ponce again to kill time, walked around, and then drove to our last Airbnb. Warning, the roads are super bumpy and windy, but it's worth it because look at how cool everything is outside. It's basically glamping. The sink, the kitchen, the shower, the toilet, all outside. The toilet very clean, by the way. And it was still raining when we got there, so we hopped straight into the pool and spent a long time in there. When it was time to shower, there was nothing to hang our towels on, and the tables were wet from the rain, so we had to get creative. And showering outside like this is also such a vibe. I think it was our favorite part. We went to dinner just 20 minutes from our Airbnb, and I'm not gonna lie, guys, it was scary coming back in the dark. Okay, the jungle is loud, so I was on edge having to pee and brush my teeth before bed, but it was all good. By the way, the toilet didn't have any light over it, so yeah. Sleeping in the bubble was surreal, and that was our trip. We just packed up and drove back to San Juan for our flight home. 10 out of 10, first vacation. Okay, bye!